Okay, so those are the mid-cap stories that we are tracking on our show today. But as always, let's take a look at the markets because they are coming under a bit of pressure yet again. Nifty is down 66 points. It is at the lows right now. And mid-cap index, which was actually outperforming so far, has seen a sharp fall as well from the top. So that one is down 112 points and inching towards the day's low as well. Bank Nifty, which continued to underperform and has seen those levels today as well. So it's down around another 260 points at that 40,254 mark in terms of movement as well. FMCG, IT, some defensive plays which are batting for the bulls today. So those two sectoral indices are higher in trade today. But other than that, of course, the Fed rate hike, and we also have our own RBI monetary policy next week. These are a couple of factors that we'll be keeping in mind. But despite global markets being higher, Rima, overnight, our own domestic cues continue to impact our markets.
Absolutely. 17,550 on the Nifty, down 70 points. It's been a fairly choppy session today as well. But we've got a corporate waiting by to chat with us on Midcap Radar. That's coming in from the gaming industry. Now, the finance minister has announced that a 30% tax will be imposed on net winnings from online games. We're now joined by Nitish Mittersain, the founder and CEO and joint MD at Nazara Technologies. Nazara gets about 5% of its revenues from real money gaming, which is the online gaming wherein people bet money and make money. So the changes that have been announced in the budget directly impact Nazara Technology. 5% of their revenues come from real money gaming. Nitish, first, if you could just tell us, what are the changes, the tax changes that have been announced in the budget? What was the picture earlier and what does it currently stand at? And how does it change life for a gamer?
Sure. So, earlier it was about paying or doing TDS on, winnings of at least 10,000 rupees, which has now been reduced to, any winnings. But they've defined it specifically on net winnings, which is, a great clarity. So I think overall, my perspective is that it's a very positive outcome for Nazara, as well as the gaming industry, as well as the consumer or the player, because there's a lot more clarity that has emerged. I think up till now, a lot of different companies are applying different kinds of TDS, and players are paying in different formats and different structures. But I think this brings a lot more clarity, and that is a big positive for the industry.
Nitish, just one question. Earlier, TDS was charged on winnings, net winnings of 10,000 or any income that you generate. Could you just provide that clarification?
It was a little gray area, right? So I think different people were applying different ways to really do it. There was not enough clarity on exactly how it is to be done. And different players did different things. I think now that clarity is much more there.
Okay, so Nitish, imagine if one person is playing 10 different games. In 8 of them, he or she makes a loss, and in 2 of them, it's a gain. So what kind of taxation will we look at? What is the income that will be, taxed here? Will it be set off against the losses, or will they have to pay only on the gains that they've made in those 2 games?
I think from my understanding up till now, it's very clear that it will be on the net winnings, which means that, let's say you won 10,000 rupees and you lost 8,000 rupees while playing multiple sessions of the game, you'd actually pay tax on the 2,000 rupees.
Okay. So since it brings more clarity here and it's 5% of your revenues, and also one of the segments where you were seeing high growth as well, do you think this clarity will be beneficial for the companies? You are saying it's beneficial for gaming industry, but will it be an issue as far as the consumers are concerned?
No, I don't think so. I think because it's a net winning, if it was on total winnings, not set off against, what you lost, then I think it would be a much bigger challenge. Since it's on net winnings, I think it's fine.
Okay. Nitish, just hold on. We do have some numbers which are trickling in. HDFC's Q3 numbers are at the bottom of your screen. Revenues are up 29% at 15,230 crore rupees on a YY basis. I'll just take it back to the profit number that my team was flashing. So net profit largely in line with estimates at 3,691 crore rupees versus a poll of 3,728 crore rupees. Of course, we need to get more details here basis the calculations that our analysts will be making. So for now, it looks like an inline set of numbers. More details is something that we'll be requiring. Anything that you have picked up, Rima?
No, these are the only 2 numbers. HDFC Limited has already given us a business update. So in a way, part of the meat is already known. They had indicated that the loans assigned had gone up by 19%. The individual loans sold were up 30% on a year-on-year basis. And the dividend income has also seen a significant increase on a year-on-year basis at 482 crore. Just on the bottom line, there is a bit of a miss, not too much, 30 crores lower than what the estimate was. So it's still a decline seen on a year-on-year basis. Revenues are up 29%, but the number we focus on is the NII, the net interest income, and that is something that we still do not have. Last quarter, the company had reported very strong asset quality numbers. Abhishek was telling us in Q2, the asset quality was the best in the last 11 quarters. Does that improve from here on? For reference, the Q2 gross NPAs were 1.59%, while the individual gross NPAs were just 0.9%. Does it get better from here on? And of course, there's going to be that mega merger between the two, right?
So we'll of course get Abhishek in just a bit to run you through more numbers and analysis as well. These are the headline numbers for now. The stock is lower and trade by 2% odd. Let's get back to our conversation with Nitish. Nitish, thank you so much for patiently waiting by. You were making a point as to it will not impact the gaming community, so to say, and it will be beneficial for the companies as well, or the industry as well. Can you tell us what kind of growth you're expecting in that 5% RMG or the real gaming business for you? And how could have this change been made even better than that? Are you satisfied with the tax rate that has been notified here?
Sure. So, from a Nazara perspective, there are three things that, we've been waiting for as far as the skill-based real money gaming business is concerned. One is clarity on the TDS and income tax aspects, which broadly has been achieved now. The second is the GST. And third is the general rules of what is a game of skill, what is a game of chance, and what is permitted and not. I think as you've seen in recent days, the MeitY has also been very active in putting out a draft regulation around online gaming. And we are very hopeful after all the stakeholder inputs that have been taken that a very balanced and positive regulation, will be released in the next few months and implemented. I think that will be a fantastic move. And I'm also hopeful that the long pending clarity on GST will emerge in 23, hopefully sooner than later. So I think with these three check boxes ticked, I think the opportunity for Nazara to really scale its business in real money gaming is very large. We already have one business in it, Open Play, which contributes to 5% of our revenue. But we've generally, as we've said many times, taken a very conservative approach to this business till regulatory clarity emerges. Also, this clarity will suffocate gray market operators who are very active in this space. It will help increase consumer protection, which means that the long-term sustainability and growth of this business generally in the industry also really improves. So I think from all these perspectives, this is a great step. It shows that the government is really looking at online gaming seriously, wants to bring clarity, wants to do the right thing, and I'm very optimistic.
But Nitish, while they have provided greater clarity and transparency, which is a great step, will this deter some of the small-time gamers? Because earlier you would not be taxed until your overall total income exceeded 10,000 rupees. Now you're going to be taxed even if someone wins 500 rupees or 1,000 rupees. So even at the lower end, there is going to be a tax. So do you think this is going to deter those people? Volumes may come down, according to you? Or go ahead.
Yeah, I think there might be a short-term friction potentially, but I think it will not really matter. People are playing these games for some entertainment, and they will continue to do so. A little bit of taxation is not a bad thing, and I think they will take it in their stride and move forward.
And just one question: this tax can be set off for the day that you're playing, or for the full year?
I think my understanding as of now is for the full year.
Okay.
Again, there's a very large window that has been given. There are certain aspects in terms of, I think, if the consumer withdraws the winnings, then you withhold the tax for that period. To be honest, we are also still, learning all the nuances of the new regulation. But that's my understanding. Right?
There's no loophole as you see it now.
We're not trying to find anything. Okay.
All right. I think for that, we'll have to quiz the consumers, right? They're the ones who always find those loopholes. But thank you very much, Nitish, for joining in.
Okay, all right. So that's about the new taxation that we have seen in the gaming industry. We'll, of course, keep getting more analysis on this one. For now, we'll slip into a short break and get you more on the markets and a lot of stock-specific action.